everyone, welcome back to CompetitionX. If you're into 1/18 scale vehicles, we've got a cool product from UDI RC. This is the Salvator. But wait, we don't just have one, we've got two. We've also got the Jimney. So both of these are four-wheel drive, ready-to-run vehicles that include such features as full ball bearings, a 3-speed manual transmission, multi-link suspension, and a 2.4 gigahertz radio system. Okay, so let's get these cars out of the box and show you what comes in these kits. Both the Salvator and Jimny come in a ready-to-run package, meaning pre-built with electronics installed. Each comes with a 2.4 gigahertz radio system, 350 milliamp 2-cell LiPo battery, a USB charger, a 4-way tool, preload clips, a rear trailer hitch, operating manual, and some additional sticker sheets. Both trucks feature a very detailed ABS body with lots of external goodies: spare tire, side mirrors, snorkel and headlights, with the ability to add additional lighting should you choose to do so. One neat feature is the unique clipless body system. Squeeze these little chassis tabs to flex the body retaining rods out of the way and your shell just slides right off. Under the lid, both trucks come with features like metal frame rails and plastic supports, links, sliders, and axle housings. Both trucks feature a 4-link suspension setup with oil-filled shocks. Locked front and rear differentials and plastic slider drive shafts round out the plush suspension. The transmission is unique and uses a reverse gearbox. Basically, the transfer box splits the rotation of the front and rear axles and spins them in opposite directions, helping to remove torque twist when starting or braking. We actually really love the electronics package. Separate 3-wire micro steering and shift servos with micro JST plugs are included. A 130 sized motor is bolted to the transmission, while the 2-in-1 ESC receiver, which also triples as a light controller, is tucked neatly in front of the battery tray. The 2.4 GHz radio is nice and comes with a couple surprises. Next to the wheel is the transmission's shift selector, while on top is a series of dials and switches: steering and throttle trim, dual rate, reverse, and a mode button. This mode button allows you to change the steering mode: front steer, front and rear steer, or crab mode. The additional modes, however, are only available with an optional rear steer axle setup. Now these little cars are cool, but UDI also sent us with a couple other color option bodies. For the Jimny, we got a blue body, and for the Salvator, we have a mustard yellow body. Since we do a lot of traveling, we love having 18 scale vehicles, not only because they're small, but because they're easy to transport. They don't take up a whole lot of room in our Airstream. So we are pretty excited to be able to go out and try out new locations to drive these. But the best part of this is that it's not just me. Since I've got two, my wife also gets to enjoy the hobby as well.
Yay me.
So thanks everybody for watching. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon to be notified of future videos in this series. We are about to go get these things charged up and go out and have a great time. Thanks for watching. Before we get started, we wanted to clarify the scale of the rigs. Yes, both trucks use the same exact chassis, with UDI referencing the body size for the scale designation: 1/18 scale for the Jimny and 1/24 scale for the Salvator. UDI also did a good job of creating two different types of vehicles here. Colorful Jimny body that featured bright LED headlights next to the military-ish style power wagon with the old school yellow lights. Great feature. The Jimny was up first, and while it showed some promise, we quickly found that its smaller tires and lower stance made it more at home on the flatter terrain. That didn't stop us from tackling some of the more extreme terrain, however. It just required a bit more finesse, and that's where the excellent throttle resolution came into play. All throughout the power band, the throttle felt great, even exhibiting a hint of hill holding on descents. However, the throttle goes straight into reverse when the brakes are applied. Care must be taken when applying them, or you'll go tumbling end over end. A lot. We love the switch on the fly 2-speed transmission, letting us go from slow crawl to zippy mode at the flick of a switch. It is suggested that you come to a stop when switching. However, we powered the transmission back and forth a couple times at full throttle and it didn't seem to bother it. Now that we had an idea of what the terrain was all about, it was time to give the Salvator a go. We immediately noticed that the bigger tires, added ground clearance, and better approach angle was definitely beneficial. And boy does this little rig like to climb. With the lifted body, you can also see the suspension doing its thing, and the 30 degrees of steering angle gave a ton of throw for traversing the moonlike terrain. Okay, so all great stuff, but we did find a couple things that should be noted. One, it's not really a 3-speed transmission, but more of a 3-position with 2 speeds, slow and fast, with the 3rd position being neutral. 2, the tires on both rigs did not come glued in place, and we did experience a blowout twice on the Salvator, but nothing a little dab of CA glue can't fix. Honestly, we don't think you can go wrong with either of these rigs. Both come in different color options, have some nice lighting upgrades available, and with a runtime of well over 20 minutes, should keep you easily entertained no matter where you take them.